social anxiety disorder seems to me that among the, for lack of a better term, labels or sort of diagnoses that we have in the anxiety categories, I sort of feel like it doesn't get the press or attention either in research or in media as much as something like OCD, which now has its own category, it's graduated, or panic disorder, right? And yet, I sort of feel like, for people who get diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, 99 times out of 100, there's a social anxiety component to that. And I feel like most people, most of us, can relate to not necessarily having the disorder, but to social anxiety at some level, whether or not we have had panic episodes before or OCD, if you will. Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious if you have a sense why that is, or if you resonate with that observation.
I do, but I'm not sure why. There's a reported 15 million Americans who struggle with social anxiety disorder. So this isn't just a couple of people here and there.
No, clearly not.
And that's according to NIMH, National Institute of Mental Health. So I'm not really sure why it doesn't get as much press. Maybe perhaps because the people who would give it press are hiding because they're too anxious to come out and talk about it.
Perhaps. Yeah. Well, I've been wondering, is it maybe, social anxiety, it's real easy to kind of write that off as not a legitimate disorder, or that, that's such a broad and general manifestation or context for feeling anxious that it's hard to feel like that's its own category, even if it is within our DSM.
I can appreciate that. And I think that of all the millions of people in America, there is that 15 million that have it to the level where it is a disorder.
You call it a disorder, sure.
Whereas the rest of us might feel some social anxiety or shyness even in sort of different settings at different times. And that's relatively normal.